Hello everyone! Today I'll be talking about something I bet you have tried. I even bet you have it in your kitchen right now. And maybe some of you had it today already. It is a red condiment and tomatoes are its main ingredient. Ketchup is consumed all over the world, on fries, burgers, or hot dogs, and on everyday home meals, like rice and plain spaghetti. This condiment has its origins in China on the 17th century. It was called Ketchup, and it didn't have tomatoes in it. They ate it along fish and meat, and it was spicy. The etymological origin of the word, as described by the RAE, is pickled fish sauce. In 1748, English sailors discovered it and became obsessed with it. The one to change the recipe was Henry J. Heinz. He tried the sauce with different fruits until he put tomatoes in it at the end of the 18th century. This is the same Heinz ketchup that we find in our grocery stores today. Like I've said before, ketchup is consumed everywhere, at home or at restaurants, high-end or streetcars. It is so massively consumed that it has to be just as massively produced. There are factories all over, and they have super modern machines to grade that tasty and old condiment. One of the biggest Heinz factories is in the Netherlands. They do more than just ketchup, but it's their main product as it is 70% of what they make. In this place only, they produce 1.8 million bottles of Heinz ketchup in plastic and glass containers. The main ingredient is tomatoes, indeed, but not fresh ones. Here, concentrated tomatoes vinegar paste is the base of the condiment. In addition, they put more vinegar, salt, sugar, aromatic herbs, onions, and sometimes pepper. The wild brands put a little bit of chili to make it spicy. It all begins when the tomato paste arrives to the plant from the warehouse. More than 1,000 kilograms a day. The workers open the boxes and put it in the paste dumper. Then they mix it with water to achieve a smooth consistency and to make it easier to carry to the storage tank. There it sits for a while. Then it comes to the ketchup kitchen. Here it's combined with all of the ingredients that I listed before, but here they add two other ones, brine and secret spices. Then, in this kitchen, they put it in huge pots and begin the temperature process. They heat it and cool it a few times before it's ready. You would think that's it, right? Well, actually, the ketchup must pass a test before it can be sold in stores. To test the ketchup that has just been made, they use a contraption that they call the Quantifier. It is a metal structure, an opening in the shape of a cylinder that has a trapdoor. Under the door, another half cylinder is perpendicular to the first one. This second one has measurements on it. To test it, they fill the opening with the condiment and then release the door. The measurements help them see how far the ketchup travels in only 10 seconds. It is a special method, designed by Heinz himself, and as he stated back in his day, the ketchup cannot go faster than 0.028 miles per hour. If it doesn't meet the expectations, they block it and can't sell it. If it travels within the range, they can release it to the public. After this, the bottle process starts. To do it, they have a filler machine. The machine works by weight. They weight the empty bottles and then start filling them with the approved ketchup. The machine knows when to stop filling when it reaches a certain weight. This filler machine has 70 filling heads, which means they can fill up to 70 bottles at the same time. Then, manually, they check if the weight of each bottle is correct. Every 1.8 million bottles that they produce. The caps of the bottles come in a separate box. They are put in the filler upside down in a single row of caps, and the machine puts them correctly in the bottles. Then they travel to the label station. It depends on the bottle how many labels they put, but commonly they use 3: a neck one, a front one, and lastly a back one. These are also placed in the filler machine. They are self-adhesive and don't need glue to be attached to the bottle. To make them ready to be sold, they put 6 bottles together in a carton tray. This tray is folded around the bottles to show the Heinz branding on the sides. This is also done by the machine. Then they wrap the bottles and the tray with shrinking wrap. They make sure they are tight before the next step. Here they finally exit the filler machine, only to enter another. They enter the palletizer, where a big robot arm puts this ketchup 6-packs in the right position. They travel in this packing tape and they end up forming a layer of various 6-packs. On top of a pallet, they place a few of these layers and then they are wrapped again by another robotic arm with more shrinking wrap to assure the safety of the bottles. Here, the bottles are all ready, with their labels and the name of the Heinz company in big letters. Since the Heinz ketchup is so popular, I'll share some things you probably don't know about. The factories produce a lot of ketchup daily. As I mentioned before, the one in the Netherlands makes 1.8 million bottles. On average, there are 1,000 bottles of Heinz ketchup made every 60 seconds. To produce that many, they need a lot of tomatoes. And I mean a lot of tomatoes. The brand purchases 200 million tons of tomatoes yearly. They buy it from farmers close to their factories, so the process is the fastest as it can be. That helps them and the local farmers, so it's a win-win. Do you remember the branding on a Heinz ketchup bottle? It hasn't changed much since the creation of the brand in the 1860s. If you are a big fan of the brand, then you know there is a number 57 in every bottle, promoting the 57 varieties of products that the company has to offer. But currently, the company has more than 5,000 products. So, why is it there? The founder of the company, Henry Heinz, was once traveling on a train when he saw an advertisement for shoes. 21 varieties of shoes, said the campaign. He liked the idea so much he wanted to use this marketing trick in his products. But at the time, Heinz company had more than 60 products available. Then why 57? It was simply his favorite number. Lastly, something to be concerned about. In 2012, there was a factory that produced fake Heinz ketchup. They wanted quick money for bad quality ketchup, but they wanted to be sure that they would sell it. So they bottled their fake ketchup in fake bottles with fake labels that said Heinz ketchup. What was dangerous about this counterfeit ketchup wasn't the ingredients that they used, that were probably not the best quality. The real danger was that they messed up the temperature process, and after, they didn't keep the bottles at the right temperature. The tomato paste, the vinegar, and the sugar started to ferment, and the bottles began to blow up. There was a big explosion at the factory. Luckily, no one was injured, but they were in trouble with local authorities and the Heinz company. Let's wrap up. Ketchup is not originally from the States, even though it is a big national symbol for them today. The first ketchup was Chinese, and it didn't even have tomatoes in it. Because of English colonizers, we have this version of red tomato-flavored ketchup. The tomatoes aren't squished into the bottle from the vine. There are more ingredients and a process to be followed, even if it's a short one. Like every big company, it has its secrets, like the secret spices or others that we know, like the meaning behind the number 57. Despite everything, we can all agree that ketchup is a must-have in every household, and that the world will continue to consume ketchup for a long time. Thank you.